Yo, what is up? So I'm now gonna do a series where I just go through each team, look at the depth chart, check out what I think the roster will be for next year, and what I kind of think of all their players that they have going into the season. So the first team I'm gonna do my favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. So let's get straight into it. So the receiver position, yeah, starters. Michael Thomas definitely be that starter. He can play slot on the outside, play slot quite a lot of times, but primarily an outside receiver. And then I think there's going to be a battle for that second receiver. Like Traquan Smith could definitely win that. He could also play in the slot. I think Marquez Callaway probably has the best shot to win. Well, I don't know if he has the best, but I think he can definitely win that second receiver. Like when he was in the game at points of last season, like he was very good whenever he got a chance. So I really like Marcus Callaway being a possible starting receiver for the Saints. I think that would be intriguing. And then the third receiver, oh, there, that thing finally goes away. Third receiver, yeah, it'd probably be if it wasn't Marcus Callaway, Traquan Smith. Deontay Harris is there also. He's a really good deep threat. He could probably be that fourth receiver coming at plays. And then fifth, I'd probably have Kawan Baker, who we drafted. He's a pretty versatile player. Like he can also be a good special teamer. I think he could be a good returner, but we kind of got Deontay Harris. And I mean, if Deontay Harris is injured at points like he was last year, you got Kawan Baker. And then the rest receivers just kind of be a battle, like Juwan Johnson and stuff. He can make a roster spot. So yeah, we'll kind of see what happens. There's going to be a big battle for that receiver position. And then the offensive line, yeah, this is probably the starters. Yeah, I don't see anything different. Cesar Ruiz, I think he'll definitely be better next season at guard. Last season was a bit rough for him when he was playing, but he also did show some good plays. It was his first year playing at the guard position. He was basically just a center at Michigan. But we got, what the hell? Okay, I'll just reload because it's stupid. Okay, there. Cesar Ruiz. I mean, Eric McCoy, yeah, he's our starting center. Nothing's going to change in that. He's one of the best centers in the league, if you did not know. And then left guard, Andres Pete. Andres Pete, very up and down player. Good at points, bad at points. Will Clapp, Derek Kelly kind of be the backups. Derek Kelly actually got in for some plays. Same with Will Clapp. Like, they come in for, like, some plays to be that extra offensive lineman. And then tackle Teron Armstead, yeah. And they got good backup in James Hurst, who came in at points when Teron Armstead was injured and was very solid. And we also drafted Landon Young. I think he'll be a really good backup, can also play guard, so has versatility. He could be an eventual starter for replacement for Teron Armstead, possibly. Never know. And then just some other depth players. And then tight end position, I think Adam Troutman will probably be the starter, so I'll probably switch that. And then Nick Vannett, more of a blocking tight end, but also has some passing upside, which they'll try and use him a bit more in the passing game. But Adam Troutman, good run blocker, and I think he can be a good pass catcher. That's kind of what he was more at Dayton, so I like Adam Troutman in that position. And then the rest of it, I'm pretty sure Dylan Sooner is probably, this seems like a Josh Hill replacement. I watched some of his tape. He's just really stiff. He's very slow. He's basically a big offensive lineman. I swear he's like 260 pounds or something. Just a big no, small offensive lineman, basically playing tight end. That's kind of what he is. And Ethan Wolf, Garrett Griffin, probably like practice squad players at most. But we'll probably have to. I mean, one of these dudes is going to win that third tight end position. We'll just have to see who it is. And then quarterback, I assume it'll be Jameis Winston being the starter. They'll probably have a quarterback competition in camp with Taysom and Jameis, possibly Ian Book. I don't see Ian Book starting. Like I'm just not a fan of Ian Book. I don't think he's a really good player. I thought he just has a noodle of an arm, just doesn't go through his reads, just not a good player. I don't know why the Saints drafted him in the fourth round. Not his value. Could have gone undrafted. And then, yeah, I assume Jameis will win that. Taysom kind of better as being that player who can come in for some plays. And then the running back position, Alvin Kamara, yeah, he's a starter. Fullback, Axe Armor starter. And Latavius Murray kind of be that power back, change of pace. Dwayne Washington, just a special teamer pretty much. Can actually come in for some good plays at points. We also got Ty Montgomery, who's a good like receiving running back. He had like 100 yards against Carolina when he came in. So when he does get a chance, he can be a good running back. But he was learning receiver last year, so I'll see if he like stays at receiver or like just primarily plays running back. We'll have to see what happens. But he's a good versatile player. If injuries happen on receiver and running back, you got a player like that. And Stevie Scott, Tony Jones. Stevie Scott kind of seems like a future replacement for Latavius Murray. He's kind of the same build as Latavius, pretty big back, so I like that. And then for the defense, defensive end, yeah, Cam Jordan on the left, Davenport on the right. That's what I would assume would happen. I mean, Marcus Davenport could definitely lose his position, like Payne Turner or Tano Pascal could beat out Marcus Davenport, but I'm pretty sure Davenport would start there at that defensive end. And then, yeah, we got Payne Turner. I think he's very versatile. Can play D end and defensive tackle. He'll kind of be that Trey Hendrickson replacement, kind of split snaps, I assume, with Marcus Davenport. And I think he's a really good player, so I like it. Even Carl Granderson, I like. Like, he's got a nasty spin move, kind of his only move. Like, he's not really a power rusher, kind of finesse. I like him, though. I would have been fine if we didn't draft Payne Turner and stuck Carl Granderson in that second pass rusher role, because I think he can be a good pass rusher in the league. We're kind of loaded at pass rusher now. And I think Carl Granderson, he can be a very good player. And Pascal, like really high upside player that's kind of just really good athlete, kind of the same as Markin Davenport coming out of college. The interior defensive line is a bit more thin. Like, we got David Onyema, yeah, he's a really good player. Shai Tuttle's also a good run stopper, so that's kind of what we need. We lost Malcolm Brown, so at least you got somebody there. Same with Malcolm Roach, who also offers some pass rush, but primarily run stopper. Ryan Glasgow, just another big dude. Even Jalen Dalton, like, he was good in the training camp last year, and I think he could make the roster. I think Josiah Bronson could make the roster because we really tried to get him. Like, we really campaigned for him, and a lot of teams were trying to get Josiah Bronson. So I think he could definitely replace Malcolm Brown. He's not really he's not a nose tackle, but I think he can replace that type of defensive tackle position. Maybe Sheldon Rankins. We also signed Lorenzo Neal. I think he'll probably make the practice squad. He could make the main roster. I think he can be a pretty good player. Like, he was good at Purdue and then had a pretty bad injury, and then his stock kind of just dropped. So that's kind of what happened. Even Noah Spence hasn't played in a while, but was like getting a lot of hype when he came out of college. Was like a really good player. And now starting linebacker, definitely be Demario Davis. It's just kind of who's going to be starting beside him. It'll either be Zach Bond or Pete Werner. I'm pretty sure it'd be Pete Werner. Like, Zach Bond, I don't know how we use it. He's not primarily like middle linebacker. That's kind of not where he plays. When he was at Wisconsin, he was just an edge rusher, off the ball linebacker, and like a 3-4. He doesn't really fit the Saints 4-3. Like, he was a very good player coming out of college, but just didn't fit the Saints scheme. So I don't know what they'll do with him. Maybe we'll run more 3 linebackers, possibly, and have all those linebackers playing at the same time. That is a definite possibility. Because, I mean, the Saints has got to get Zach Bond more involved. He kind of just played special teams and came in for some plays. But Pete Werner, he kind of fits that. Why does this thing keep reloading? But Pete Werner kind of fits that, like, linebacker that the Saints want, who's a very good run stopper. And, bro, what the hell is this? Reload. Yeah, well, again, Pete Werner, high upside, good player. Yeah, he just good run stuff, but that's what the Saints like, and it was very good athlete, which they also like to go for. So I think he could definitely win that other linebacker position. And we've got some other players like Caden Ellis, Chase Hansen, just really good athletes, special team players. That's kind of it. The rest will kind of just be practice squad players. We still haven't signed Craig Robinson. I thought we would definitely sign him just because, I mean, he's a good leader in that defense and pretty good special teams captain. And yeah, but there are some players like Andrew Dowell who came in at points like for one game. And then like rookies like Shaq Smith who could turn out to be something. You never know. We'll just have to see what happens in camp. There's going to be a lot of competitions at positions. And then corner, yeah, Marshawn Lattimore, he'll definitely be our starter at that number one corner back spot, taking the number one receiver. And then we just don't know what's going to happen at the other cornerback position. Like, I would think that the Saints would probably sign a veteran that can start because Patrick Robinson, he's injured a lot. Like, you can't really rely on him to play a whole season. He can be a good player, but he's also older and will definitely get beat up if he plays a lot of cornerback. And then we got Paulson Debo, who I really like, but I think he needs a year to develop, and then he can be a good player. Like, I don't think he can start straight away. He's a very smart player. He could come in if stuff happens, but I really like Paulson Adebo, and I think he can be a really good cornerback in the league, like definitely, because he was very good at Stanford. Everybody's kind of forgot about him because he opted out. And then the rest of the corners, like Ken Crawley, we re-signed him. More of a depth player, pretty good depth player, I guess. Saints fans kind of hate on him, but to be honest, he's not a horrible corner. Like, there's better corners, there's worse corners, definitely though. Like, as a fourth corner, fifth corner, I don't think it's that bad. And then we also got Bryce Thompson, a rookie from Tennessee, who I quite like. Primarily a slot corner that because he's kind of undersized. That's all he's gonna play. He also plays some safety, so he does have versatility, but probably just a slot corner backup for Chauncey Gardner Johnson, who's our nickel back. Very good in that slot, covering the slot. Very good player. Could definitely move to safety afterwards and then have Bryce Thompson move into the slot. Definite possibility. But at the safety, we got Malcolm Jenkins. Yeah, he'll be a starter. JT Gray, special teamer. Marcus Williams, yeah, free safety, very good, one of the best in leagues. PJ Williams, he can play corner and safety also. He played more safety and corner last year, safety than corner last year. Like, he was a very good versatile player, pretty good at some points, has some good plays. And then we also got Eric Burrell, who we just re-signed after cutting him because he's failed a physical. But I think he could definitely make the roster because our secondary is just pretty thin. Like, Grant Haley could make the roster. He was, meh. I think also Keith Washington, just a smaller corner. And then we also got Lawrence Woods, actually, who I think can be a replacement for Justin Hardy. I think that's what he'll do because he was a very good special teamer. I think he went to Division 2. I think he was a Division 2 player, I believe. But he was an amazing special teamer, really good athlete, good returner also. I think if Dante Harris injured, he could be a returner. So I really like that pickup, actually. I think he will make the roster. Because I think as our Justin Hardy would play, because he's really fast also, I think that'd be a very good. And then special teams, Blake Gillikin and Nolan Cooney, who we just picked up this year and drafted from Syracuse, one of the best punters in the draft, actually. So that's pretty good pickup. Yeah, Blake Gillikin, they'll just battle for that punting position. I think Blake Gillikin will probably win it. But I think Nolan Cooney can definitely run for that punter position. But one of these dudes probably isn't going to make it. So that'll also be a pretty intriguing battle in camp. And then kicker Will Lutz, yeah, had a bit of a down year last year, but I think he can bounce back because he was very good before that. And just had just a bit of a down year. That happens for kickers. And long snapper Zach Wood, yeah, good long snapper. That's kind of nothing special at that position. I got Taysom Hill here. Yeah, he plays some special teams, whatever. Will Lutz, yeah, kick off. And Deontay Harris, one of the best kick returners in the league. If he's healthy, I think he'd definitely be the best return in the league. Whenever he is on, like he returned back to back, kickoff returns in that Bucks Super Bowl. What in the Bucks playoff game, like back to back. Like, because there was a flag, and then, so that one didn't count, and then he returned another one. I think there was another flag. One of them counted, I think, actually. I can't remember, but he returned two, that's the thing. But also got injured on the same play. So, yeah, one of the best returners in the league. Kind of underrated just because he's injured a lot. Back up, Marquez Callaway. Yeah, he came in at points, was a pretty good returner. Also played good on special teams. At the gunner position, he did play some. But I think Lawrence Wood will win that gunner position. So I like it. So that was the Saints depth chart. Yeah, a lot of battles I think will happen in camp. Like, the cornerback position, linebacker, defensive end, and D tackle, basically everywhere. Punter, maybe some of the back end of the running back position, tight end for that third spot, quarterback definitely. O line's pretty set. I don't think anything's going to change there. I'd be very surprised. And then receiver, yeah, that second and third receiver and fourth, just kind of who's going to make the roster and who's going to take out those positions because Michael Thomas is definitely one. Is just outside of that, you don't really know. And Alex Hoffman, who retired for some reason, well, weirdo to go to like back to school, like at least try and make an NFL roster before whatever. But that was it. Saints roster. I'll go through the other NFC South. Just go through each team. I'll do like one a day, so it'll take me like a month. And I'll also kind of see because I got exams all week. So that yeah, that's kind of it. And see ya.